this podcast is about movies, but in particular, female characters in movies. And we go through some of our favorite movies, some of the movies we've never seen before, and we talk about the female characters in that movie and whether or not they have lives and dreams and hopes and fears.
Did she arc?
Did she arc? So, Kat's been trying to change the name of our podcast, which, just from an admin perspective, I'm not on board with. Like, just having to change email addresses and social media and stuff. It's a long name. It's our name. I love our name.
Do you love our name? I thought you regretted our name.
I do, but I'm not. I would more regret having to change everything. So I'm leaning in, and our name is awesome.
Okay, our name is awesome. I'm just gonna pitch a new name though at the beginning of every episode. Did she arc is my current pitch. Y'all can let us know what you think.
Yeah. And then as a segment, I was like, maybe She-Arc Attack, where we attack the arc of the woman.
Which I love because I'm so surprised that you do puns.
I just don't like puns. I'm good at them. I don't respect them. Hi, welcome to the Girlfriend, the Sex Object, the Nag, the podcast. I am your host, Marina Shehata. I am a comedian based in London.
And I'm Cat Rhinehart. I'm a writer, director, mom of two, based in Los Angeles. Halfway through winter break with both children, and feel like I'm in Vegas. I have no idea what day it is, what time it is, where I am.
To be fair, like I don't have two kids and I still don't know what day it is or anything. Like it's that week between Christmas and New Year's Eve that means nothing to anyone. And I like literally had no idea what day it was the other day, and I still don't. It doesn't matter.
Great. Okay, that makes me feel way better.
And did you want to like talk about our lives a bit up front?
I think we should. I think we're pretty cool. What do you think? Do you think we're pretty cool? I think we're pretty cool.
I think, well, let's go for it. And then if it's shit, we can just cut it down.
Okay, great. So I don't want to talk about it like actually too much until it happens, and I don't want to jinx it, but my big thing for 2026 is hopefully I'll be making my movie. We've applied for the California tax credit 3 times and have not gotten it. We're applying again this month for the 4th time, and the tax credit, California has really let the film industry leave, unfortunately, and it's really affected me directly as an editor. I haven't gotten nearly as much work the past couple of years, but they did pass an initiative, or I don't even know what it would be called. They did something in the fall where they expanded the tax credit. So hopefully my movie will get the tax credit, and I do want to update a little on it, but I don't want to update too much because I am terrified of jinxing it, and it could all fall apart at any second and never happen. And I'll just make another movie, which is so easy to do.
Sure. I mean, I think you're going to make another movie, whatever happens with this one, but I can't wait to see it get made. I hope you get the tax credit. If you don't, go for London. I don't know how many times I have to say this. What a cute movie. In British accents.
Yeah, I mean, it's set in California, it's set in Los Angeles, and Los Angeles is very much a character in the movie. And I would probably need to rewrite it some to move the location. We've talked about whether we would cheat Los Angeles for another place or just rewrite it. And we don't think that story works as well in another city. But sure, I've never been to London. Isn't that crazy? That makes me feel so like uneducated, or I don't know. I can't believe I've been to Europe a bunch, but never the UK besides a layover. So I need to come see you.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, we'll do this podcast in person. When we have all our fans, we'll do it live.
I would love that.
So I have, New Year's Eve coming up, and then I'm inviting people over for that. It started because, like, I used to go to Ohio for Christmas and fly back on New Year's Eve. And my partner, Johnny, always, like, wants to go out because he calls it Hogmanay because he's Scottish, and New Year's Eve is a big deal for Scottish people. So I'd always find myself, like, landing back in the UK and then having to go out that night. And it was always torture. So I started hosting the New Year's Eves.
In your apartment?
Yeah, so I just have people over instead of me going out somewhere. So we have New Year's Eve, and then New Year's Day is our anniversary. It'll be 7 years.
I didn't know that. I'm such a bad friend.
That's okay. I mean, it's just it's so crazy. It's like, wait, when did that happen? But like, I have friends who have kids that they turn 7. I'm like, what? They just turned like 3. What do you mean they're 7?
Wow. And I've never met him.
I know. It's because you've never been to London. And then on the second, I'm filming. Somebody's filming me making kushari, this Egyptian dish, and then I'm going to use that to like pitch a cooking show. So I have a really like full on 3 days in a row. Um, so I hope I find the time to. I've been piling on the watching the movies in this like taint of the year, the whole like between New Year's or like Christmas Day and New Year's Eve. And then I have my solo show. It's a one woman play called Wisdomless. I've been working on it with my director Benjamin Walker, and it's been great. We've been doing work in progresses all of last year. It's in a good place, and so I can't wait to see where it goes this year. It's like one of the projects I've got going on that I'm most excited about.
I also need to come to London to see that.
Yeah, exactly. And then I'll bring it to LA and everyone will love it. And then it'll go the way of my big fat Greek wedding.
Perfect. I can't wait. Yeah, bought my shadow on the wall is my film school cinematography 101 professor is screaming in the back of my ear, get the fucking key light off the fucking wall. All this is a key light on the wall with my shadow.
That's hysterical.
I mean, I think the audio is so bad that the light will be that like no one will be noticing the bad shadow. Okay.
Right, right. I took a bunch of promo shots that had like that shadow, and it was like actually trendy to have it. So
The shadow?
yeah, so we'll just call you trendy.
Apologies to Professor. Oh my God, I can't believe. How could I forget his name? He's such an icon. I'll remember it later.
Although people who did see the pictures were like, it's great, but what's that shadow about?" I'm like, it's trendy.
Really? It's just that the new generation of people don't know how to light, because it's kind of difficult. And they're like, let's just lean in.
Just like our name. The girlfriend, the nag, what I don't even know the nag, like if you asked me point blank, say it all now, I would screw it up. The nag, the girlfriend, no, the girlfriend, the sex object, the nag, the podcast. Welcome. Thank you for being here.
Welcome. This should be obvious, but we need to say that there are many spoilers ahead. Every episode of every podcast, we are going to be hardcore spoiling the movie in question.
Yeah, so spoiler, officially alerted. All right, let's get down to it. I'm going to talk about the movie What Women Want.
What Women Want. Okay, I have seen this movie a very, very long time ago. I don't remember anything about it other than it's Mel Gibson and Helen Hunt. And I assume it's terrible.
It's actually not terrible. It's it's dated for sure. It's funny because I was watching it with Johnny, my boyfriend, and his housemate, and we were just like looking for movies that because Johnny was cooking, and then it's kind of like an open kitchen living room situation. So we were gonna watch like Knives Out, like the latest one of that, but Johnny was like, I actually want to see that. So his housemate was like, what about What Women Want? Like he wanted something he could basically watch with his back turned. And so we picked What Women Want. And I was actually on board because it would be good for the podcast.
Johnny was like, I know what women want, so I can watch this with my back turned.
Well, he was cooking me dinner, so he nailed it.
That's so random. Did that come up on a...
It's on Netflix.
Okay. Is Johnny's housemate a male or female?
Male. His name is Callum.
Got it. Okay. So he also was curious to learn what women want.
Well, you know, they're modern men. They don't care.
They're modern men. Are they Gen Z? They're Gen Z, right? No.
No, millennials.
Millennial. Youngish millennials. Okay. I think the younger millennial men and the Gen Z men are clearing a path.
Absolutely. I think they're doing a great job.
10 out of 10. 7 years of Johnny will thumbs up that.
Yeah. But I fell asleep. I had to watch it again. I fell asleep. Johnny was like, what does it say about what women want when the only woman watching fell asleep?
An early bedtime. I want an early bedtime.
I'm really, really bad about staying up. when we were watching TV, like somewhere around 10, I start to doze off, especially if like it's cold and then I have like something warm, like a heated blanket or a hot water bottle or something on me. I'm out.
My favorite thing to do is fall asleep watching a movie on the couch. I absolutely love it. And Dave hates it. He always acts like he made the movie that I fell asleep to. He's always so personally offended that I fell asleep. All right. So wait, what women want? One thing that when you texted me about it, I I was like, oh, it's made in the 90s, right? What year did it come out?
2000.
Oh, okay. I mean, so it was made in the 90s. If it came out in 2000, I assumed out of the gate, because of course I did, that it was written and directed by a man, ironically. And because the studio movie in the 90s would do that. They would write and direct a movie called What Women Want by a man. But you surprised me with a fun fact that da-da-da-da-da.
It was written and directed by a woman, and I think her name was Nikki, but I forgot to write down her name.
Let's look her up. We should know. Let's look her up. Okay, what women? Because I'm kind of curious, like how she. It says written by Josh Goldsmith.
What?
Okay, so Nancy Myers is an iconic filmmaker.
So she's a director. She was crucial in developing. Well, I read something. She was a writer director. The internet's always changing. It's facts on me, and I don't think that's cool.
It's written by Josh Goldsmith.
And Kathy Yespa and Diane Drake.
Yes, but that means they came in later and they were like, actually,
They're like, maybe we should have some women writers on this. I don't know. This movie opens with a montage of women talking about our main man. His name is Nick Marshall, and he's like he's the male chauvinist of male chauvinists. It's like if the Grinch is like the grinchiest of all kinds of Grinches on Christmas, he's like that of wow, did that make any sense? But he's like the epitome of male chauvinism. He makes like jokes at the cost of women. Like when we first meet him, they're all talking about him. So it's like his daughter's like, "Oh, I call him Uncle Dad because he's just so absent." And everybody's like, "Oh, Nick, yeah." I mean, then his ex-wife is like, "Well, if you understand his mom, then you understand Nick." And then it goes to his background of why he is the way he is. This character gets so much credit.
wait, hang on. What women want? The protagonist is a man?
Yeah,
Okay, go on.
the protagonist is a man. There's a female voiceover at the very beginning, but I don't know whose it is, and it doesn't stay. There's no more voiceover after that.
Okay.
And so then we find out he grew up in like a burlesque club with his mom. He didn't have a dad, so he's surrounded by half naked women and asshole men, and he hasn't changed much. So he grows up and he's a chauvinist. His maid, you see him interact with his cleaner, which is the first thing we see about him. He has like lipstick on his face, like uh, typical. And she's Latina and she's the nag. Okay, so she's just like. By the way, she's only the nag for like two scenes. She doesn't really play any other.
And then does she disappear?
She basically disappears. She doesn't really come back. So she's a nag. She's like, I'm sick of cleaning up after you, but let me go make you some lunch. And he calls her babe, and she's like, don't call me babe. And then he slaps her ass, and she's like, ho ho ho. And then she goes and makes some food. Like, it's sort of ridiculous, but this guy is having a good time. Is the point? He's a male chauvinist, and he's getting away with it because it's been a male world for so long. So like. And he's just like cracking these jokes at the expense of women, but the women are laughing. He gets to work and he's like, aren't women stupid? And they're like, yay! And whatever. Like, so he's just going around having a good time being a dickhead. And he's up for a promotion. He's an ad executive. He works at an ad agency. He's up for a promotion and he doesn't get it. It goes to this female ad executive who had left her company. And so when he's in the meeting thinking he was going to get the promotion, he was like, oh, yeah, I've heard about her. I heard she left whatever company she left. She's a real man-eater. She's a bitch on wheels, he refers to her as. And then he's like, the boss is like, oh, well, I hired her. She's the new creative director. And because they're basically all like, they're realizing that women have money too, and that they weren't getting any of the portion of this female pie of money because they were like so focused on what men want and men advertising and like sex sells, and they were selling all the sex, but like not pantyhose or anything. So then Helen Hunt is this bitch on wheels. Her name is, what is her name?
Great casting. Love Helen Hunt.
I love Helen Hunt.
Where did she go?
She was in Hacks.
Oh, she was?
Yeah, have you seen Hacks?
I've seen some episodes, but
Cat.
not.
It is one of my favorite shows. Oh my god, it's so good. Anyway, she comes in. I can't remember her name right now. No, Darcy McGuire. Darcy McGuire. Um,
Okay.
and so she gives a
Interesting.
speech about like always wanting to work at that company, and she was excited to be there. And then she has a gift box full of products that are looking for representation at that time. Like they're looking for ad people for their products. So she fills this pink box full of lipstick and anti-wrinkle cream and nose strips and wax and et cetera, et cetera. There's a bra and pantyhose and stuff in there. And Nick goes home and she's asking the men to try the stuff because she's like, the women have all used these products. I need the men to be able to like feel what it's like to be a woman. So he goes home and he drinks. He has to drink. um, and
He has to drink to get up the gall to nerve to try on pantyhose.
to try on pantyhose, absolutely. So he's drinking, and then he's like, but he's listening to like Mac the Knife and all the cool guy like songs, and so he's like, I need new music. By the way, his daughter is staying with him because his ex-wife is on honeymoon, so she's staying with him for 2 weeks. She's 15. He doesn't have a good relationship with her. She's out with her boyfriend. So he gets drunk and he like puts on nail polish. He takes one of the CDs out of her bag. It's Meredith Brooks. I'm a bitch. I'm a lover. So he puts that on, and he puts on pantyhose. And there's this obligatory scene of man trying wax for the first time, and him being like, I don't see what the big deal is, and then it hurting and whatever. And like, and, of course, her daughter comes home with a boyfriend. They see him like all like girled up, and it's like, you know, oh. And whatever, they leave, and he's trying to remember the name because the daughter's like, you never listened to me, you never listened to me, and he's like, of course I listened to you, and she's like, what's my boyfriend's name, and he can't remember it. And then when she leaves because she's pissed off, then he does remember it. It's Cameron, but he slips on the bath beads while blow drying his hair, and then he's like so out of control that he falls into the bathtub that has water in it, and the blow dryer is like falling, and he sees it falling, and he tries to get out, but his leg gets caught and he's electrocuted, and he passes out onto the floor, and he wakes up with the superpower. Now he can hear women's thoughts.
Wow. Okay. I did not remember any of that. He can hear women's thoughts.
Yep.
This would be so fun to see, like, made today as an A24 movie where it was actual, like, real, raw, honest women's thoughts instead of this, like, PG-13 version of this movie that you're about to tell me.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So he like his maid comes in and she's being snarky, and he's like, "You're in a mood today," and she's like, "I didn't say anything," and like he's starting to realize like, oh my god, wait, I can hear everybody's thoughts, and then he walks to work, and like all these women are walking by going like, oh, how many calories is in this thing, or like, what do you want, or I mean, whatever. It's like all the like he's realizing that every woman he passes is having thoughts, and he can hear them. And then for inexplicably, also this female poodle is like, I have to poop, and it's French. And and he can hear the dog's thoughts as well, because female dogs and female women humans are the same.
Bitches on wheels. How are the women's thoughts? If you were to studio notes, Maria, how do you, or as a woman?
I feel like the women writers have not come on board yet. So it's all, what was his name, Josh?
It's all Joshy going, this is what women think, right?
If I kiss a girl, like if one kiss doesn't make me a lesbian, was one thought.
Shut up. No way.
And then the other girl was counting calories. And then one girl was like, should I call him? Or it was something, it's shit like that.
Do the women's thoughts pass the Bechdel test?
Uh,
Or even thinking about their career,
no.
calories, dating.
These are just the women in the park. Wait till he gets to work.
I can't wait for the women writers to show up.
Yeah. So he gets to work, and then he's realizing his jokes aren't actually, they don't think it's as funny as he's making. Like, he thought they were really laughing. So this woman he tells all these jokes to, she's like, God, he's such a prick. And he can hear that. And then his assistant's like, I went to an Ivy League school, and I'm just getting you coffee, and it makes me so fucking crazy. And, like stuff like that. And then there's this one girl who he bumps into and takes no notice of, but then he hears her thoughts, and she's suicidal. So it's just kind of like, God, he almost killed me. It would have been better if he did. And then he just goes, huh.
That's pretty dark.
It's very dark.
Does it fit in that seems like a bit of like a uneven tonal choice.
Okay, he thinks she's funny. Like,
Okay.
like her thoughts are dark but funny, but I don't personally, I didn't know there was any humor in them, but like apparently the dark thoughts she were having were of the humorous variety, but not, they're just dark thoughts. She's just like, if I jumped out the window, would anyone even notice? I guess if I got glass all over them. Like, I think that's what he thinks is the humor, but it's not. It's just,
Okay.
so he doesn't like laugh at her when he hears these thoughts, but later when, because that's one of the three like storylines he's out to fix as the hero, um, that he has to fix, and he's just like, let's get her in for an interview. She is funny. So
He's gonna save all the women.
he's gonna, well, yeah, he's gonna save all the women, even though this movie makes a point that Helen Hunt is the hero. They say that, but I'm not okay.
Okay.
So anyway, whatever. So so you can hear all these women's thoughts, and like he has this predictable, like they all talk shit about him, and he's like having to deal with this thing. But then he starts manipulating people because he can hear their thoughts, so he starts like using that to like come up with ideas that. So Helen Hunt will have ideas, and she'll say it in her head, and then he'll say it out loud, and she'll be like, "Oh my God, that's what I was thinking. That's crazy." And so like when they connect, it's all sex under false pretenses. It's like she doesn't know who he is at all because he's just been her,
She falls in love with herself, basically.
basically. I don't know if the movie would see it that way. Anyway, what have I set up? I set up the suicidal girl, the daughter,
Lots of female characters in this movie.
lots of female characters. I'm just going to focus on Helen Hunt's like overall arc, um there's the ones he fixes is the daughter, the suicidal character. Oh, Marissa Tomei. I don't know why. I don't know why this storyline is in there. She's a barista. He asks her out all the time. She's like, no, I want to be an actor. I want to focus on acting. No, no. And then he asks her again. She's like, okay. So he takes her out. And then, now he can hear her thoughts. So, like, when there's a sex scene, and she's just like, God, that's too much tongue. Are you trying to kill me? And, like, so he eases up on the tongue. And then she has mind blowing sex with this guy. But by the way, she also, like, he heard her in her thoughts say, I don't want to get hurt. And he's like, look, I know that, you might be afraid of getting hurt. I'm afraid of getting hurt too, but I really think you should go out with me. So she does. And then they have mind blowing sex. And then we all forget about her. Not just him. And so then he starts pursuing Helen Hunt. They have a connection. It seems like a very real connection. She's like, oh, my ex-husband or ex-boyfriend or somebody didn't really like the more successful I got, the less we, were doing well, and he didn't really love me, and etc. And then he's like, that's crazy. You're amazing. You say what's on your mind. And she's like, not everybody likes that. And then they kiss. And then Helen Hunt's like, I want to ask in her thoughts, she's like, I want to ask him up. Just ask him up. You're an adult. Just ask him up
Ask him up.
to her apartment.
Oh, okay, got it. So some like British slang that I had never heard before. Okay, go on.
Ask him up. And then he can hear that. And he goes, good night, Darcy. Because he actually cares about her. So if she sleeps with him on the first date, obviously she's ruined. So they
Right,
can't do that.
right.
So
Yes,
he
everyone
really
knows.
respects her. Meanwhile, Marissa Tomei is waiting around the corner, and and then
Okay.
she's suddenly this girl who is like, I just want to concentrate on my work. I don't want to get hurt. I don't need any guy or whatever. Has mind blowing sex, and then she's gone crazy. So now she's like, we had sex and then you didn't call me, or even for 7 days I don't hear from you, and in my world that's way too much. You didn't even want coffee in that time. And he's like, oh my God, like, I'm so sorry. And then she's like, you just were so in tune to what I wanted. Like, just admit it. I know what's going on. And he's like, you do? And she's like, yeah, I do. You're gay. And he's like, I am. She's like, you have to be gay or I'll go crazy. And he's like, I'm gay. And she's like, I knew it. You'll make a guy happy one day. So
That's such a late 90s scene.
yes, such a late 90s scene. Okay, I'm gay. So your ego doesn't get hurt. I'm gay. And it hurts me to say that because, wow, I'm straight. I don't want to be thought of as gay, but I'll do it. What a guy, huh?
What a guy. So maybe she exists to show his growth.
I guess. But what growth? He did completely drop her to the point we all forgot about her.
And he manipulated her thoughts.
Sex under false pretenses. Yeah.
He had every intention of hurting her.
And there's no reason for her character to be in the movie unless they were just like, we got Marissa Tomei, so let's just add Helen Hunt and Marissa Tomei said yes.
Okay, and is that it? That's
That's
the
it.
last
She's
one?
done. So they land this big Nike campaign for women. And like, because Helen, Darcy, and Nick are working so closely together, their ideas kind of mesh. And anybody who's ever worked creatively with somebody else knows that. But it really is mostly Darcy, and it's like all her stuff. But he starts taking the credit for everything because he says it first. So like she has like an idea, and she comes into the office to show the boss, and he's like, "Oh, by the way, the boss is what? She's a creative director. I don't know who the boss guy is. It's his company, but I guess he's the Bert Cooper. If you watch Mad Men, he's the Bert Cooper. It's Alan Alda." And then he's like, "Oh, what's his name already had the same idea." So he's just taking her ideas and doing them first, but she doesn't know that. So she's just like, "I'm completely useless in this company," and she's just bought a house. Um, and so she takes Nick. She's like, I want to show you something. And she takes Nick to her house, and she's like, I don't get to move in for 2 weeks, but I love this place. Um, and I love, like, I'm just so happy. I've never bought my own house before. And she's like, and here's the second bedroom for an office or whatever. Now,
Like whatever being maybe children?
yes, like whatever being maybe children, but
How old is she?
38. Is she 38? Did I make that up? I think she's 38.
Okay, got it. Because he has a teenage daughter,
Yeah.
so he's gonna start over again with her, maybe?
Yeah.
Okay, okay. So for an office or a nursery,
Yes, but they don't explicitly say that. The thing is, this movie's called What Women Want, but the main woman character, like, she never actually says what she wants.
does she think it? Does she when she says or something else, do we hear her thoughts?
No.
That's everything.
Yeah. We all have to put our own value system onto what she said. So obviously she wants a baby. I mean, you're not really complete until you have a family.
Well, okay, and there we never learn what Helen Hunt wants.
No. And I went back because I was like, was there a scene I missed? I went back. And like, she wants to be successful. She wanted to always work at the company she works at. So check. She's successful. Check. She bought her own house. That's something she always wanted. So check. So if she doesn't want anything else, then why are we watching her? But like, she obviously wants a husband and a family, but we have to put that on her. The movie doesn't say it, but I feel like by I'm just like, obviously you're missing love. Like maybe she's not.
When do the women writers show up?
Yeah.
Maybe they can't, they're afraid to say that she wants love because it's supposed to be a feminist story.
Yeah, I think they are afraid to say that, but then it's like, well, what does she want then?
How deep are we into the movie when she shows him her house and shows the second bedroom?
2/3 of the way.
So this is like before the like all is lost, Dark Night of the Soul.
Yeah, yeah. So all is about to be lost because basically,
But it's him, right? It's his All Is Lost and his Dark Night of the Soul. She's just there.
well, she has a bad time too because she gets fired because the boss is like, well, I don't really need her. I misstepped. You were good all along, Nick. Like you got the account. Like you were good at all these ideas. And he's like, no, you need her because like Nick knows he's stealing her ideas.
Hmm.
And so he's like, no. So he fires her, and she's like, well, fuck. Now I got to sell the house. So like Nick's trying to get a hold of her, and she doesn't answer his calls. So meanwhile, his daughter is having an emergency because she's at prom with her 18-year-old boyfriend, by the way. So like statutory rape, but whatever. And he wants to have sex with her, and like he like the Nick said like, oh, don't have sex with him. Um, but she like he hears her thoughts, and she's like, I'm gonna have sex at prom. We're gonna have sex.
She's a virgin. This is her like first time.
Yes, her first time.
Got
And
it.
then she's crying in the bathroom because she told him she didn't want to have sex, and he was like, "Ugh, I shouldn't have brought a sophomore to prom," and then like leaves her for some other girl. And so he has to come rescue her out of the bathroom. She's crying, and she's like, I told him I didn't want to have sex, and he's like, good, that's so good. You stuck up for yourself. There's like a lot of slut shaming in this, and that's a mild one because she is 15, but like there's a lot of like,
You're only valuable if you don't sleep with them.
yes, yeah. Because
That's
Marissa
enough to.
Tomei like had a mind blowing sex, but that's it for you. You did it to yourself.
Oh, right. Yeah, you can't be with him. He needs to be with the woman who he didn't have sex with.
Yeah, that he
He has more.
respects. So then, like, her storyline ends by him bringing her back from prom, virginity intact, and like tucking her in because she's still his baby for now.
And he's so proud of her
Yes,
because she's not a slut.
yeah. Oh, and also the suicidal girl, didn't come into work and didn't call off, and her stuff is all piled up. So he's like, uh-oh. So he has to go to Chinatown and find her and rescue her. He goes to her place and like breaks in because he thinks that she's dead. And he doesn't see her, but he does find like a suicide note. And he's like, oh no. And then, by the way, this place is amazing. This place is beautiful. It's huge. It's just shabby, but like, it's gorgeous. And then she comes in. She's like, what are you doing in my, what are you doing in my apartment? And um, basically, he's just like, I sense that you might be really sad and that you might do something horrible. And she's like, you can sense that? And he's like, yeah. And then she's like, oh God. And he was like, by the way, didn't you try to interview for me? And she's like, yeah. He's like, well, we have this new account and I'm going to need a team and like, I want to bring you on as a copywriter. And she's like, oh my God, thank you. And so that's so he saved her from suicide, because he gave her a job and that's all she really wanted.
That storyline is. I hate that so much. That doesn't need to be in this movie. It doesn't belong.
A
It
lot of
doesn't need
storylines
to go.
didn't. I'm not even talking about, was it Barbara Streisand? Who was in the movie? Bette Midler or Barbara Streisand? One of the two. I always confuse them.
Is in this movie too?
Is also in this movie in a scene that is so unnecessary. But again, they were like, they all said yes.
Well, Nancy Myers is probably friends with this woman.
Oh,
This
yeah.
will be in my movie, and she was like, "Oh my God, yes."
Yeah. Yeah. So, daughter saved. Suicidal woman saved. Now we have to get Helen back. He goes to Helen's house. She has to move. So she's like, I just want to enjoy it until I have to sell it. And he's like, why do you have to sell it? And she's like, because I don't have a job. He's like, you do have a job. I got your job back. And she's like, what? And he's like, what would you say if there was somebody who was undermining you the whole time and stealing your ideas and using them to benefit themselves, and then they got promoted and then you didn't? And she was like, who would do such a thing? And he's like, me, I would. And she looks hurt. And the testament to her acting, she looks actually very hurt. And then she's like, so if this is true and you did get me my job back, you're fired. And he's like, oh, well, I feel stupid saying that. Like, what did he say? He said, it seems like I'm coming here to rescue you, but I'm the one that actually needs rescued. And so he was like, oh, well, I feel stupid saying that thing about needing rescued. And then he goes downstairs. He starts walking downstairs and he's pouting or whatever. And then she's like, that's it? And he's like, what? And she's like, I can't just like, what kind of knight in arming, I wrote it down. What kind of a knight in shining armor would I be if I let the man I love who needs rescuing, if I just let him walk out the door? And then he kisses, they kiss, and he goes, my hero. And then you might as well have like that, like, how like 1940s movies end with like the black comes into like a pin.
Does she ask how he was able to steal her ideas?
No.
We just leave that.
Huge, like, oversight there. She's like, well, you just stole my ideas because you're the devil man. And yeah,
And then she loves him. Is this the first time we know that she's in love with him?
yes,
But really, she's fallen in love with herself because she fell in love with her own thoughts.
yes, because she thought they were bonding on this level of like oh, we have like, I mean, they did work well together, but he was manipulating the situation, being able to hear her thoughts, and he did sincerely like all of her qualities. And I think we've learned that as long as women are seen, they're in love.
Right. As long as he sincerely likes her qualities, they're perfect for each other.
Yes.
Because what qualities did she see in him that she genuinely likes? It was just her thoughts.
Yeah. I have no idea. I like he's Mel Gibson. Did I mention that?
90s Mel Gibson, hall pass for sure.
Yeah.
Pre-problematic. He's just hot, basically.
So he's just hot. Yeah, he doesn't really bring anything to the table other than like he's a guy that like can get any woman he wants and then does again.
That's the most feminist. That here's where the women writers came in. They were like, cast Mel Gibson and then make it so he can get any woman he wants.
Yeah.
Does he choose her because he finally chooses like a smart woman? Because Helen Hunt is like beautiful, but she's not like the typical like.
Well, yeah, he says all that. Like, oh, you're smart. You see what's on your mind. You're like, he likes all of her qualities, whatever they were. I forgot.
And she likes all her qualities because she falls in love with herself.
Yeah, basically. So the suicidal assistant girl went from being suicidal to not being suicidal because he took notice of her. The daughter went from not liking him to liking him because he took notice of her.
Not having sex.
Yeah. And then Darcy McGuire went from not liking him to falling in love with him to not liking him to like, fuck it, I'm in love with him because he took notice of her.
Well, because he took notice of her, but she fell in love with him because he was repeating her own thoughts back to her. So she was like falling in love with herself. Okay. Then he tells her he stole all her ideas and got her fired. And she's like, I love you. Let's get married.
Yeah, well, that doesn't matter, Kat. He got her job back.
Right? There's like no, she just overlooks all of that.
I want to see the sequel where they're getting married and then the catering company, Marissa Tomei is working at it, and then she sees who's getting married and she's like, "What?"
Okay, a couple questions.
Okay.
Does this movie have any scenes where two women talk to each other?
Yes. Do they? He has two kind of assistant older women who like actually genuinely like him.
Okay, because there's so many female characters, but they're all dancing around him.
That's what I mean by the montage at the beginning, is that all of their inner, like all of the montage thoughts were about this guy and what he's like, you know. Sorry, what was the question? I just lost.
The question was, are there any scenes where two women talk to each other?
That not about him?
Not about, yeah, but pass the Bechdel test.
No.
So, what do women want, Maria?
The movie didn't answer that question. They want a movie that I don't know. Obviously babies. That's all we are, just like baby monsters.
Why can't she have a three-bedroom house where she has a bedroom, an office, and a nursery?
Well, she's not that rich. It's Chicago.
Okay, it's only a two-bedroom, but it's a house.
It's like not a house. It's like an apartment house, townhouse or something. I don't know. It's in the city. It's not like a suburban house.
I resent that only one of two things could go. I resent that the second bedroom it's an either or.
Yeah, I know. I know. What will she choose?
As a mom, as someone who has both an office and a nursery, I like we want it all.
Yeah.
Okay, let me pull up my female character checklist. Okay, Darcy McGuire, Maria Shehata. What does she do?
She's a creative director at an ad agency.
Okay, so she has Cool, badass job, worked her ass off to get there. No, but she has to pay the price for it because she's 38 with no children and running out of time.
Hmm.
Is there ever any like hint to that besides the throwaway line about the second bedroom?
No, just that her boyfriend dumped her for being too ambitious, and otherwise she's not made any mention of children or wanting a family or anything.
Great. Okay. So I appreciate that. There's not this like ticking clock
Right,
where she has to pay a price for having a career.
right.
Great. Okay. I appreciate that. Okay. Second question on the female character checklist. When you would hope that this movie would make that clear, what does she want?
What does she want and what women want? I don't know. She wants her house that she bought, and she wants the job that she has already. It forces me to imply she wants love and possibly a family.
What's her name?
Darcy McGuire.
What does Darcy McGuire want? Darcy McGuire in What Women Want. She's an ambitious ad exec who wants love slash connection with Nick while succeeding at work.
Yeah, but she didn't wake up in the morning, like before meeting Nick, going, I want Nick.
Oh my God, Marissa Tomei's character's name is Lola.
Yeah.
Okay, we could have done better than Lola. Okay, so she wants Nick maybe, but that's never actually explicitly said. Does she have friends?
No, she doesn't have friends or family. We don't see her talking to anybody. If we see her outside of Nick, she's on her own.
That's interesting slash disappointing.
Yeah.
I want to read the draft of this that just Josh wrote, and then the draft after the two women writers came in.
So she does not pass our test. What do we?
Wait, there's one more question. There's one more question.
Oh,
Is he good for her? We've kind of discussed this, but
no.
no, no.
No, he manipulated her their entire relationship. He owned up to it, and then she fired him. So apparently we're like, well, I guess they're even. But what does she like about him? Because she doesn't know him yet. So
She doesn't know him yet. I mean, they end the movie on their first kiss, right?
no. They'd made out previously.
Okay. Have they had sex yet?
No, why would he want her if you
Oh,
know who buys
right,
the
right.
cow?
Of course. Yes, of course. She's not a slut. They're going to have a house together, so she can't have sex with him. Okay. Does Nancy Myers, I want to know if Nancy Myers, quote unquote, has it all. Is she married? Does she have children? Oh, she has two. Okay, she has two. Oh, so she has two daughters. She was married. Oh, 1999, her marriage ended, which is when she made the movie What Women Want.
Wow.
So her marriage ended during the making of this movie.
Interesting.
I wonder if there's any like little Easter eggs in there, little jabs at him.
Yeah, I bet.
Or maybe he loved her, maybe he didn't like that she was so ambitious. Happens all the time. Okay, well, I think we can wrap up this episode because I have to go to a Chuck E. Cheese birthday party.
I'll be honest, it sounds fun. I'd love some pizza right now.
Well, no, okay, so Chuck E. Cheese used to be really fun when we were kids, right? When's the last time you went into a Chuck E. Cheese?
No, it must have been like 1988.
Yeah, when they were awesome. The ball pit, the animatronic characters that sang. Remember? Did you?
Yeah.
Okay, now Chuck E. Cheese, the Chuck E. Cheese of today is just an arcade.
No, they don't have the animatronic characters. Those are so exciting.
No, it's a giant, giant screen. It's just screens.
Oh, that sucks.
It's screens and bright lights, and then you have to get like a card, and then you swipe the card, and then your tickets are on the card. See, there's no paper tickets and everything. It's just a giant, overstimulating, bright fuckfest arcade disaster. It's awful.
Those animatronic monsters were so cool. Like their eyes.
So cool.
I just remember their eyes being weird and like they would like, it's the kind of thing that fucks you up a little bit.
But in the best way, in the best way. And then you get ice cream. Like,
And then you get ice cream.
like it's just it was so great. And then the car, you get the tickets and then you get a prize and the ball pit's gone. It's all just like bright, like a giant video game inside a video game. It's really depressing now. So Fun fact. Okay, Maria Shehata. Oh, what movies should we do next? Email us at thenagpod@gmail.com. Let us know what we should change the name to.
Subscribe to us on YouTube at the Nag Pod and Instagram also at the Nag Pod. Don't tell us. I don't want to hear what everyone thinks we should change our name to. It's a good name, and I'm sticking by it.
Beckelfest.
It's a terrible name.
I love it. Okay, all right. Love you guys. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.